Hey guys, welcome to my channel where I share stories about my life. Some will make you laugh, some may make you cry, some may make you actually downright judge me, but who cares? This is unscripted. All right. So, a few weeks ago, I did an episode titled A Father's Love, and I got a lot of just great responses from that. I think the ones that touched me the most were actually from parents who said that they are going to make a conscious effort to ensure that they don't just show or demonstrate love to their children, they actually say it to them as often as they can. And I thought that was really such a beautiful thing. And to be honest with you guys, like, it really doesn't take much, at the end of a phone call, let it be something that is a requirement, that hey, before we end the phone call, just tell each other that we love each other. Or when we wake up, or before we leave the home for the day, maybe pray with your kids and give them a hug and tell them how much they love them. I usually, especially with my nieces, nephew, and my godchildren, they attend the school where I serve as a principal, and before they leave, even to go to class, or when I drop them off, I make sure they get a hug, they get a kiss, and they get a I love you. Now, they may not like it, especially that boy of mine, but I don't care. He's going to always know, and they are going to always know that their auntie, that their godmother loves them. And so it doesn't really take as much work as I thought it would take, just to say, express your love to someone. But today, I wanted to actually talk about a mother's love. As I mentioned in that video, my mama loved me. I knew it. But I did not hear her tell me that until semi by accident when I was 18, at the end of a conversation that I had when I was freshman year in college. And I was like, okay, love you, Mom. And I was shocked that she actually said it back. I was like, what? And since then, I made sure that as often as I could, I would say it to her. I kind of wish that she would initiate it from time to time, but you know what? Listen, I was willing to take what she was willing to give me. However, I think I experienced another level of a mother's love in terms of openness and vulnerability when I first came to my church. So the father's love, that was my pastor at that time, or the bishop at that time. But his wife, let me tell you, she's probably the main reason why I'm still here. And I'm not just talking about still here at the church, although she for sure is perhaps the main reason why I'm at this church. But in terms of just me still being saved, still fighting the good fight, not giving up, having a burden for ministry. So, but it wasn't always. It was like we had a bumpy road, and this is why. So while I appreciated her love and her affection and effort, I didn't feel like I needed it, because I got it from my mom. Now my daddy, I was seeking some form of affirmation of his love, and so I sought after it in the wrong way. If y'all know what I mean by the wrong way, y'all need to go watch some other episodes, because y'all would have realized it's a doggone pattern. However, and some of you say, I had daddy issues. However, in terms of my mama, I'm like, no, I'm good. My mama was everything, whatever. So any woman that tried to get close to me, Listen, when I tell you, I was rude and nasty for no reason, y'all, for no reason.
Always.
So, I will never forget my first conversation with her. She was super friendly, super nice, super sweet, wanted to get to know me, wanted to just, make sure that all was well and so forth. And I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. That's what you're supposed to do when somebody visits your church and you want them to stay, you want them to feel the so-called love of God, right? So I'm like, okay, bet. That's nice. 6 weeks later, I'm noticing, oh no, this is every week she's doing this. Every week. I'm like, okay, she's consistent. Because some people, especially with my rudeness and my little attitude, would have been like, look, little girl, you are not paying my bills. Or at least that's how I would be. Okay, you are not paying my bills. So go ahead with your rude self somewhere else. God bless you. But no, she made sure every time I came to church that she greeted me, that she checked up on me, and it was just like little things. So, how are you doing? How's your family? How's life? How are you doing in school? Do you need prayer? Just checking in on me. And I appreciated that it wasn't just spiritual stuff. She was actually checking on me in terms of natural things. Then it got to the point where I was really, really struggling. I'm going to fast forward because I started going to my church in 2001. I'm going to actually fast forward to 2005. Several things happened in 2005. Number one, I had a relative who life was ended in a very, very gruesome way. So psychologically, I was just not where I need to be. Secondly, remember I told you guys the first 3 years, questionable whether or not I was really saved, because I was still doing what I wanted to do. And while at this time, I was doing well, I started going back to my old habits. Thank God it wasn't the sexual habits, but started drinking again, started partying, and it was just like 1 or 2 episodes, if you will, and I was just not in a good headspace, and I didn't have enough faith at that time to seek God in my situation. Okay, all right. So one day, she came to me and she said, "Hey, I've been praying for you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks." It wasn't anything new because this lady's a prayer warrior. I mean, the way God used her and like, listen, I have never experienced that, especially at that time. So to see how God operated through her, it became the norm. Okay, but she was like, "Baby, let's have a talk." She took me out to First Watch, I believe. It was one of them nasty breakfast place. And the reason why I said the only reason why I call it nasty because I'm like, where's the salt? You know what I'm saying? I like flavor. Okay. Now if you want to be healthy and whatever, y'all go ahead and go there. But no, I need to taste flavor. That was a problem. I was like, this lady really trying to get me to be skinny. Ma'am, I've always been fat. Okay? And cute. So what you want? That was my mindset. So anyhow, so she took me out and she, just asked me, how you doing? How's life? And so forth. And I said, I'm good. I gave all the superficial, answers and whatever. And she said, listen, let me stop you right there. She said, for someone who's so direct, so blunt, so straightforward, you are full of it. Now, why these grown folks just want to be rude is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm full of it. Like, oh my God. She said, I need you to stop lying to yourself and stop lying to me. So I'm going to ask you again, how are you? Here's my response. I looked around. I thought I was okay before I came to this breakfast, but maybe I'm not. She's like, oh, okay, so you feel like everything's okay. Ma'am, please don't do what your husband do to me, okay? Like, just tell me what you feeling. Don't have me figure it out when you know what the problem is. Because at this point, I really don't know what the problem is. So she says, what decisions have you made in the past, let's say 3 weeks? Think of every decision that you've made. I said, ma'am, that's a lot of decisions that you're wanting me to think. And I'm just being sarcastic or whatever, because I really didn't know where she was going with all of this and so forth. But I started thinking, I'm like, okay, I went to school, went to work, I made sure that my bills were paid. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. I said, well, yeah, I'm thinking I made great decisions and so forth. She said, of all of decisions, which one of those decisions edified God? What? Ma'am, oh, you know what? Okay, let me think. Now I'm really just trying to think. I said, well, going to school, that's a form of edification, because, and I'm just coming up with reasons.
Pop quiz
for sure. So I'm like, okay, going to school, that's definitely a form of edification. You know, I'm using what God gave me. I'm trying to master my skills and so forth. So I'm giving her all this explanation. She's like, did you just go there with me? I'm like, ma'am, you're the one that is questioning me. And I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out where are you going with this? I said, you want me to be straightforward with you. Could you be straightforward with me? What in the world are you referring to? Have you reverted back to your old ways? Y'all, if that lady could just punch me in the gut, I would have preferred that than for her to ask me that question. And me not being completely honest with myself, I said, no, I ain't having sex. Come on now, you know I've been delivered.
Yeah.
Okay? Because that was a big thing, right? So I'm like, no, man, I've been delivered with the tea. I said, nope, doing well, coming to church regularly. I'm going to Bible study every week. I pray every day. I'm reading my Bible. So she said, oh, okay, what have you learned from reading the Bible? What? So now I'm thinking like, lady, are you trying to tell me not to read the Bible? She's like, no. I want you to tell me the things that you have learned while you were reading the Bible. And y'all, listen, I don't know if it was simply because I was caught off guard that I could not think of one thing, like at all. I could not think of one single thing that I've actually read in the Bible. And she said, okay, what did the pastor preach about last week? Huh? Yeah. Because I saw you shouting and dancing and everything else in service. What did he preach about? How to make it to heaven. Yes, he always speaks about that. What was the main focus of his sermon? And I'm like, ma'am, how would he live right? You know, I'm just giving the generic things that I know that he's going to eventually get to in his sermons. Because he could talk about the plagues, okay? He could talk about wars. He could talk about my big toe. It's going to end up with, you need to get yourself together and you need to be saved. And this is how you get saved. So I'm thinking I'm playing this safe. And she's like, you're so stupid. How could you be so smart and yet so dumb? Man, what you're not going to do is invite me to this breakfast that I cannot stand.
Just ungrateful.
That I'm likely going to have to pay. Thank God she paid for it. Just to call me stupid and dumb. We gonna need to figure out a better way to communicate, okay? Which is ironic, because for those who know me, knows that I will call somebody stupid and dumb without hesitation.
So FYI, she don't like
So then she said, baby, let me tell you something. What you need to do is remember what you told me your mom taught you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What did your mother say about lying? And when I tell you, it just, I wish you just punched me in the gut. Because my mother has always said there are two people that you should never lie to. You should never lie to God, and you should never lie to yourself. Because it's just plain old stupid for you to just lie to God. Like, He knows everything. And it's stupid that you're going to lie to yourself. Like, you're delusional when you do that. And so, I just honestly broke down. I broke down. And I was like, yeah, just some things going on. So I kind of told her what was going on at that time or whatever. And to relieve the stress, I said I didn't want to revert back to anything sexual. So I started drinking. I started, partying. And I just started doing things that I should not be doing. And she said the problem is you have too much time in your hand. Like, what? Yeah, you have too much time in your hand. So here's what I need you to do. After you leave work, I want you to come straight to church. I'm like, nah, what I'm not going to do is live up in here and act like I ain't got a life. What you are going to do after work. And so when she starts, and she's British, right? So when that accent start coming out and she starts speaking slowly, listen, you better pay attention and do whatever she said to do, okay? So she said, you are going to come to the church after work every day. Yes, ma'am. So I started coming to the church every day, volunteering. I mean, I would be there till late, right? And a couple of things I picked up on. I loved volunteering at the church because I felt like I found I had a newfound purpose. And I was staying out of trouble. Like, I was just staying out of trouble. And I felt good just serving others, right? I just like serving others. And so, slowly but surely, I was enjoying my time there. And she eventually came to me and she said, hey, how are you doing? I said, I'm doing so much better. My prayer life is up. I'm doing well, this and that, or whatever. And I said, you know what, Mom? Why did you recommend this for me? And she said, because I love you too much to see you fail. I was like, that's so sweet and cheesy, but fail at what? Because I'm like, listen, okay? I'm like, fail at what? She said, baby, the path that you was headed to is going to lead to your demise. And I'm like, okay, you're dramatic. Right now you're being dramatic. She's like, no. She says, it's those little things that becomes big things. And she said, the way you were headed, you were going to revert back to the way that you used to be. And so she said, because I love you so much, I cannot allow that to happen. And then she said, when someone loves you, they would do anything to save you, even from yourself. Listen, if that'll preach, that'll preach. And like, again, we got our rocky roads because hey, I'm the stubborn daughter. But this lady has stuck by me up, down, beyond, like, low in my life. Has been involved in almost every facet of my life, especially, just considering my family. I remember when my mother was sick, she was there, doctor's appointment, giving advice, wanting to see medical records, checking up on my family. After my mother passed, she was right there. Like, what do you need? It's just that type of love that is irreplaceable. And one she often said, I'll say, I love you, Mom. And she'll say, I love you more. That I love you more, listen, parents, you need to make sure that your children know that you love them, because it would save them from making a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. I can only imagine the amount of mistakes, because I've made a lot of mistakes, but how much more, like in terms of mistakes that I would have made had it not been for the love of my dad and the love of my mom. So be sure that you express your love to everyone that you know. All right. So that is today's story. I'm trying to see, through the phone, where my hair is. Okay, I'm looking cute. Okay, but that's my story for today. Be sure, again, life lesson, love up on everybody. Let them know how much you love them. It will save a life. Not it can, it will save a life. All right, be sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook on Works by Dina. Be sure to
doing any more wig off videos.
No more wig off videos, because y'all done spoken. I heard y'all, whatever. It's unscripted, so it is what it is. But no more wig off videos. But make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Be sure to share the links to my episodes to people. Help me get the messages out to people, because I believe that my crazy life and my crazy stories will actually help others. Deuces.
No deuces. Also, November 7th,
Mm-hmm.
we are actually having we have an opening for a guest on our show.
That's true.
We are talking about premarital sex. Why we do it? We have done it. You have done it. Anyone has done it, or why not? So we're definitely looking for 1 or 2 people. One that said, yeah, I did it, and this is why, because I didn't know what I was getting.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to make sure I got what I needed to get, and we're looking for someone to oppose that, so that way let's all have a real conversation.
Yeah, let's honestly have a really good conversation, because I know, and actually part of that is, having conversation with people, and they're like, I'm not getting married unless I sample. And you have other people who's like, no, that's not biblical. And so we want to have that conversation. We want to have a judgment-free zone where we can actually delve into that topic. So if you're interested, let me know. Again, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Works by Dina, and just message me. Let me know that you're interested, or send me an email, worksbydina@gmail.com. All right, now can we go?
Bye, y'all.
All right, deuces.